one for bid evaluation report, and we have one admin matter for today's proceeding, sir. Sir, proceeding to
Please proceed.
thank you, Mr. Chair. Sir, proceeding to item 2.1, the pre-bid conference for the construction of control tower building, including genset and fuel tank at Vigan Airport with bid number 262705 Alpha and user ADMS. All prospective and interested contractors may now be admitted to the Google link provided to them to join in the pre-bid conference for item 2.1. Good morning, Mr. Chair. Sir, again, interested contractors made it to the Google link provided to them to witness and join to the pre-bid conference for the construction of control tower building, including genset and fuel tank at Vigan Airport with bid number 262705 Alpha. Mr. Chair, gentle reminder lang po to all our interested contractors who wish to attend the presented or the shown project for pre-bid conference. Kindly type in your name and the company you represent to the chat box po. And please be informed that all questions and or clarifications shall be entertained and shall be raised after the presentation po. Maraming salamat po. Magandang umaga.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all good gentlemen and ladies that are present for today's pre-bid conference. May I know if clear po yung voice ko and also the screen are visible po?
Good morning, ma'am. Yes, this is to confirm that your screen is visible and you're loud and clear. Please go ahead po, ma'am.
Okay po. I'm Raika from ADMS and I will be presenting the construction of control tower building including genset and fuel tank at Vigan Airport. Source of fund from CAAP APP FY 2026 and approved budget of the contract 117,713,201 pesos and 12 centavos. The project durations has 600 calendar days, inclusive of 16 rainy and unworkable days. This project has 50,000 applicable fee for the bidding documents, exclusive of any or taxes imposed by relevant government agencies. Bids must be duly received by the Bids and Award Committee, Secretariat through manual submission at the address indicated below on or before June 16, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. Note, late bids shall not be accepted. Bid opening shall be on June 16, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. at 3rd floor supply procurement building conference room at CAAP compound, Mia Road, Ninoy Aquino Avenue. Note, bid will be open in the presence of the bidders' representatives who choose to attend the activity. For ITB Clause 5.4, the category Anders Building Constructions, Improvement, Rehabilitation, and Repair with a total ABC of 117,713,201 pesos and 12 centavos. Note, the statement of SLCC shall be accompanied by a certificate of final acceptance issued by the owner or a final rating of at least satisfactory in the construction performance evaluation system. In the case of contract with the private sector, an equivalent document shall be submitted. For ITB Clause 12.1b are presented on your screen. Note, no other construction license or permit is required. For ITB Clause 12.1 H2, the minimum work experience requirements for key personnel are the following, including the general experience and relevant experience. For ITB Clause 12.1 H3, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following, including the capacity and number of the units. Use Annex B, Form 5 as per checklist. For ITB Clause 16.1, the bidder shall submit a bid securing declaration or any form of bid security in an amount not less than the required percentage of the ABC in accordance with the following schedule presented on your screen. For ITB Clause 18, further instruction below are listed. Note, bids not complying with the above instructions shall be automatically disqualified. For ITB Clause 26.1, the bidder with the lowest calculate bid that complies with and is responsive to all requirements and conditions shall submit its updated valid PhilJEP certificate or registration, latest income and business tax return filed through the electronic filing and payment system, key personal license, updated status of all ongoing construct, including construct awarded but not yet started, issued by the government agencies or private concern. Note, failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirements on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall be disqualified the bidders for award, provided that in the event that the finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security. For ITB Clause 29.3F, the following relevant projects documents are required to be submitted by the successful bidders who submitted the LCRFB as part of the contracts agreement during its signing. For ITB Clause 30.3, the performance security shall be in the forms are shown in your screen. Now we proceed for the scope of work. For item 1, general requirements. Under this item is mobilizations, demobilization, construction safety and health program, project billboard signboard. For temporary facility for engineers, staff house, service vehicle. For item 2, construction of new CAAP office building. Under structural works is site works, pile driving works. For concrete works, pile raft, pile calf, wall footings, columns, beams, slab, shear wall, concrete wall, stairs, concrete countertop, decorative concrete fins. For masonry works, 6 inches CHB wall, 4 inches CHB wall, structural steel works, moisture and thermal protection works. For item 2, architectural works. Under this item are tile works with their specific tiles requirements with 50 millimeter thick plain cement, and then ceramic, composite ceramic on steel raised flooring system, high-end carpet tile on anti-static steel raised flooring. For carpentry works, PVC laminated gypsum board, fiber cement board, aluminum composite panel cladding. For painting works, wall in exterior, walls in interior, drywall, ceilings, stairs, and for doors and window, wooden doors, glass doors, steel doors, and then windows. For miscellaneous works, steel railings, tower cab roof deck railings and accessories, exterior railings. For sunshade louvers, we have vertical sunshade, horizontal sunshade, signage, toilet partition, and accessories. Now for the item 3, electrical works, lighting and power conduits, wireway, boxes and fittings, lighting and power conductors, lighting fixtures and electrical wiring devices, panel board, circuit breaker, wire gutter, primary feeders, secondary feeders, conduit and fittings, primary feeder, secondary feeder, data and telephone system conduits, boxes and fittings, data and telephone system cables, data and telephone system devices. Fire detection and alarm system conduits, boxes, and fittings, fire detection and alarm system conductors, fire detection and alarm system devices, CCTV system conduits, boxes, and fittings, CCTV system cables, CCTV system devices. Access control system conduits, boxes, and fittings, access control system cables, access control system devices, power supply. Lightning protection and grounding system, line materials, metering, equipment, load break, switch, and accessories. Item 4, mechanical works. Air conditioning units, pipings, and support, variable refrigerant flow system, 4 HP inverter ceiling cassette type air conditioning unit, 4 HP inverter ceiling and floor mounted convertible type air conditioning unit, 1.5 HP inverter wall mounted type air conditioning unit, 1 HP inverter wall mounted type air conditioning unit, 2.5 HP inverter window type air conditioning unit, 1.5 HP inverter
Antay
window
natin si Ma'am Princess po kasi nasa kanya natin ibang documents.
for ventilation work, 12 inches ceiling mounted exhaust fan, 14 inches wall mounted type exhaust fan, inline centrifugal duct fan, sterile pressurization system, for clean agent fire
Last 2024 po, ang pinaka-good points mo, wala kayong naging customer complaint.
Wala sir.
Itong
for
2025
portable
po,
fire
kamusta
extinguisher,
naman?
Wala.
portable fire extinguisher, ABC dry chemical portable fire extinguisher. For plumbing works, item 5, site works, water line system, sewer line system, storm drainage system, septic tanks, catch basins, plumbing fixtures and accessories. Item 6, special equipment. Under this item are the passenger elevator. For item 7, site development works. Under perimeter fence are site works, concrete works with 3,000 PS
Mali mo na
muscle
tayo.
works,
Dito.
steel works,
Damo na tayo.
and for complete walkway, subgrade preparation. Aggregate subgrade scores,
Sir, kung may medyo ko talaga natin
125 mm thick cement concrete pavement,
Hindi bigan natin yan.
gravel walkway, and for the
Lawag.
furniture, item 8,
Ay, kailangan kita
small
i-review mo.
storage area. Under structural works, site works, concrete works, masonry works, steel works. Item 2, electrical works. Under this item, lighting and power conduits, boxes and fittings, lighting and power conductors, lighting fixtures and electrical wiring devices. Item 3, mechanical works, fuel oil handling system. For item D, transformer pod services, manhole and pedestal. Under transformer pod, site works, concrete works, steel works. Under service manhole and pedestal, site works, concrete works. For the general provision of this project, all scope of work for this item must be in accordance with the approved plans and specification. Quality and types of materials must conform to specifications and must be approved by the project in charge of the CAAP. The contractor shall be responsible in providing personal protection equipment, PPE for staffs and workers, and safety inspection or safety engineers on site while construction is ongoing. Regular safety and weather reports should be accomplished. The construction shall be responsible for all laboratory, material testing, safety and rehabilitation and building permits, and survey instruction necessary in the project implementation. All expenses shall be incorporated in the construction overhead cost and shall not considered as pay item. That will be all. Thank you po.
Thank you, end user, for the presentation. At this point, the floor is now open for any questions or clarifications our contractors wish to raise for the presented project. Calling once, twice, thrice. All right. Mr. Chair, a gentle reminder lang po na questions or clarifications not raised today may still be raised in writing addressed to the BAC through the BAC Secretariat at least 10 days before the scheduled bid opening for this project. With that, Mr. Chair, that concludes our pre-bid conference for the construction of Control Tower building, including genset and fuel tank at Vigan Airport, bid number 262705 Alpha. Sir, proceeding to item agenda 2.2, this is the procurement of expansion of passenger terminal building at Iloilo Airport with bid number 262605 Alpha.
Okay, go ahead.
For this pre-bid conference, all interested contractors may now be admitted to the Google link provided to them po. A gentle reminder lang po for all our interested contractors for this project to kindly state your name. I type in your name and the company you represent to the chat box po for documentation purposes po. A gentle reminder lang po that all questions and or clarifications shall be entertained after the presentation of the pre-bid conference for the procurement of expansion of passenger terminal building at Iloilo Airport with bid number 262605 Alpha.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Chair. I'm Vincent from ADMS presenting the pre-procurement po. Can I ask po if you can see my screen po and can you hear me loudly?
Good morning, sir. You're loud and clear and your presentation is visible po. Thank you po. Please go ahead po, sir.
So good morning, I'm Vincent again presenting the pre-procurement of expansion passenger terminal building at Iloilo Airport with bid number 262605 Alpha.
Sorry, sir. Sir, thank you. Through the chair, sir, this is the pre-bid conference for the procurement of expansion of passenger terminal building po. Thank you po. Thank you for the correction, sir. Please continue po. Thank you po.
Okay, with the source of fund of CAAP APP fiscal year 2026, we have approved budget of contract of 239,850,504 pesos and 36 centavos only, with a duration of 510 calendar days, with an applicable fee for the bidding documents of 50,000 pesos, exclusive of any or taxes imposed by a relevant government agency. Bid must be duly received by the Bid in Awards Committee Secretariat through the manual submission at the address indicated below on or before 16th of June 2026, 9:30. Late bid shall not be accepted. Bid opening shall be on 16th of June 2026, 9:30 a.m. at third floor supply, procurement building conference room, CAAP. Next is ITB Clause 5.4. Contracts similar to the project shall be those described as follow. Building construction, improvement, rehabilitation, repair. Note that the statement of SLCC shall be accompanied by a certificate of final acceptance issued by the owner or a final rating of at least satisfactory in the constructor performance evaluation system. In the case of contracts with the private sector, an equivalent document shall be submitted. Next is ITB Clause 12.1b, valid pickup license or a valid special pickup license in case of joint venture, and registration for the type and cost of the contract for this project is medium B, license category A, building and industrial plan. Next is 12.1H2, the minimum work experience requirement for the key personnel are the following po, presented to your screen. Next, presented to your screen po is the equipment. Next is ITB Clause 16.1. The bidder shall submit a bid securing declaration or any form of bid security in amount not less than the required percentage of the EDC in accordance with the following schedule as presented to your screen. Next is ITB Clause 18. For the further instruction below, each of every page thereof shall be initialed signed by a duly authorized representative of the bidder. Submitted eligibility, technical and financial documents shall be properly marked with the index tab and must be sequentially paginated in accurate order in the form of page 3 of 100. Page number of last page of the document. Pagination should be sequentially based on the entire span on the whole document inside the envelope. Each bidder shall submit one copy of the first and second component of its bid. Bids not complying with the above instruction shall be automatically disqualified. Next is ITB Clause 26.1. The bidder with the lowest calculated bid that complies with and responsive to all requirement and condition shall submit it. Dated PGF certificate of registration, latest income and business tax return filed through the electronic filing system, key personal licenses, and updated status of all ongoing contract, including contracts awarded but not yet started, issued by the government agency or private concern. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirement on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause a forfeiture of the bid security. The following relevant project documents are required to be submitted by a successful bidder who submit the LCRB as part of the agreement during its signing. The construction schedule, bar chart and S-curve, per CPM network diagram, manpower schedule, construction method, and equipment utilization schedule, and construction safety and health and program approved by the Department of Labor and Employment for the expansion of passenger terminal building at Iloilo Airport. Next presented to your screen is the performance security shall be in form of choose one from any of the following. Next showing to your screen is the perspective of the said expansion of Iloilo Airport. For the scope of work under the general requirement, the mobilization and demobilization, construction and safety and health program, project billboard and signboard. Next is under the facilities for the engineer, provision of living quarters for the engineer. Next is under the civil structural works, construction board administrative layout of structural lines, demolition works, excavation works, filling works, gravel bedding works, vapor barrier, pile drilling works, pile cap, isolated footing, footing tie beams, column, beams, slab on grade, suspended slab, escalator pit, lean concrete for piles, electrical duct bank and service pedestal, masonry works, steel works, waterproofing works. Next is under the architectural works, the tile works, carpentry works, painting works, doors, windows, signage. Next is under the electrical work, lighting and power conduit and fittings, lighting and power conductors, lighting fixtures, electrical wiring devices, ECU power conduit and fittings, ECU power conduit and fittings, ECU electrical wiring devices, special equipment power conduit boxes and fittings, special equipment power conductors, ECU electrical wiring devices, feeder conduit boxes and fittings, feeder conductor and transformer, medium voltage conduit cable tray and fittings, medium voltage cable, grounding system, then materials and termination accessories, and telephone and LAN conduit boxes and fittings, telephone and LAN cables, fire detection and alarm system, public address paging system conduits, flight information display conduit boxes and fittings. Next is under the mechanical works, the air conditioning works, and the ventilation works. Next is the fire protection works, the automatic fire sprinkler system, fire extinguisher, and for the special equipment, the elevator, the supply and installation of scenic elevator, elevator sump pump, supply and installation of escalator. Next is under the departure conveyor, weighing conveyor, dispatch conveyor, collection conveyor, transport conveyor, backup parcel. Next is under the plumbing work, the site works, the water line system, sewer line system, storm drainage system, catch basin, toilet fixtures and accessories. Next is under the sewer manhole, the concrete works, steel and piping works. Next is under the furniture, the gang chairs, the factory acceptance test for gang chairs, sofa, the upper changing station. Next presented to your screen is the general provision po. And that would be all po. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that presentation. At this point, the floor is now open for any questions and or clarifications our contractors wish to raise for the presented project as shown. Calling once, twice. Mr. Chair, we have a raised hand from a certain Mr. Hasa. Sir, good morning po. Gentle reminder lang po na kindly state your name and the company you represent prior raising your concern. Yes, sir. Please go ahead po. You're recognized po. Sir Diosdado Hasta, sir, ma'am. Good morning po. Yes po, you are recognized po.
Yes. Sir, just Hasta representing Nomerit Builders and Trading Corporation. Sir, tanong ko lang po regarding po dun sa legal clearance na inissued ng CAAP. Yung valid legal clearance, pwede po bang gamitin ito sa other project, particular dito sa Iloilo?
Sir, yes, you can use the legal clearance kahit sa ibang project, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sa hindi siya expired.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any more questions for this project po from our interested contractors? Only once? Twice? Thrice? All right. Mr. Chair, a gentle reminder lang po na all questions and or clarifications not raised today may still be raised in writing to the BAC through the BAC Secretariat 10 days before the scheduled bid opening for the presented project. With that, sir, that concludes our pre-bid conference for the procurement of expansion of passenger terminal building at Iloilo Airport with bid number 262605 Alpha. We may now proceed, Mr. Chair, to the pre-bid conference for the expansion of apron and taxiway and construction of access road and drainage system at Vigan Airport. At this point, all interested contractors may now be admitted to the Google link provided to them to be part of the pre-bid conference for the expansion of apron and taxiway and construction of access road and drainage system at Vigan Airport. A gentle reminder lang po for our interested contractors na please type in your name and the company you represent before we start the pre-bid conference for the mentioned project. Magandang umaga. Salamat po.
Hello po, can you hear me loudly po? And can you see my screen?
Hello, sir. Good morning po. Yes, you are loud and clear and your screen is visible, sir. Please go ahead po.
So good morning everyone, I'm Vincent from ADMS again, presenting the procurement of expansion of apron and taxiway and construction of access road and drainage system at Vigan Airport with bid number 262805 Alpha. With the source of fund of CAAP EBP fiscal year 2026 with an approved budget of contract of 62,442,156.50 pesos only, with a duration of 330 calendar days, inclusive of 20 rainy and workable days, with an applicable fee for the bidding documents of 50,000 pesos, exclusive of any or taxes imposed by a relevant government agency. Bid must be duly received by the Bidding Awards Committee Secretariat through the manual submission at the address indicated below on or before June 16, 2026, 9:30 a.m. Late bid shall not be accepted. Bid opening shall be on 16th of June, 2026, 9:30 a.m. at third floor Supply Procurement Building Conference Room, CAAP Compound, Mia Road, Lineakin Avenue. Next presented screen is ITB Class 5.4. Contract similar to the project shall be those described as follows. Concreting of roads and or other horizontal structures. Note the statement of SLCG shall be accompanied by a certificate of final acceptance issued by the owner or a final rating of at least satisfactory in the contractor's performance evaluation system. Next is IDP Clause 12.1B, Bill Pickup License or a Bill Special Pickup License in case of joint venture, and registration for the type and cost of the contract for this project is Medium A, License Category B, Road, Highway, Pavement, and Railways, Horizontal Structures, and Bridges. No other contractor license or permitted is required. Next presented to your screen is the minimum work experience and the minimum major equipment requirements presented to your screen. Next is ITB Clause 16.1. The bidder shall submit a bid security declaration or any of the bid security in amount of not less than the required percentage of ABC in accordance with the following schedule as presented to your screen. Next, for the further instruction below, as presented to your screen. Next is ITB Clause 26.1. The bidder with the lowest calculated bid that complies with and is responsive to all requirement and condition shall submit its updated PhilJEP certificate of registration, latest income and business tax return filed through the electronic filing and payment system, key personal licenses, and updated status of all ongoing contract, including contracts awarded but not yet started, issued by the government agency or private concern. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirement on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security. The following relevant project documents are required to be submitted by a successful bidder who submit the LCRB as part of the contract agreement. Construction schedule, bar chart and S-curve, participant network diagram, manpower schedule, construction method, equipment utilization schedule, and construction safety and health and program approved by the Department of Labor and Employment for the expansion of apron and taxiway and construction of access road and drainage system at Bigan Airport. Next, presented to your screen is the performance security shall be in form of choose one from any of the following. Next is the scope of work. Under the General Requirement Mobilization and Demobilization, Occupational Safety and Health Program, Project Billboard and Signboard. Next, under the Facilities for the Engineer, provision of living quarters for the engineer, provision of appliances and equipment for the engineer, as presented to your screen. Next is under the expansion of apron, embankment cut from roadway excavation, aggregate base course 300 mm thick, aggregate base course 200 mm thick, cement treated aggregate base course 150 mm thick, Portland cement concrete pavement 400 mm thick. Next is under the construction of taxiway, embankment cut from roadway excavation, embankment filled from road source, aggregate sub-base course 200 mm thick, aggregate base course 200 mm thick, cement treated aggregate base course 150 mm thick, Portland cement concrete pavement 380 mm thick. For the construction of access road, embankment filled from borrowed source, aggregate base course 200 mm thick, Portland cement concrete pavement 300 mm thick. Next is under the construction of vehicular parking area, aggregate base course 200 mm thick, Portland cement concrete pavement 300 mm thick. Next is under the miscellaneous work. Under the civil structural works, the concrete curb, sidewalk, wheel stopper, pavement marking, concrete pavers. Next is under the drainage system. Under the civil structural works, site works, reinforced concrete pipe culvert plus 224-inch, reinforced concrete pipe culvert plus 236-inch, double-barred reinforced concrete pipe culvert plus 236-inch, 160 mm diameter PVC pipe, structural concrete drainage head wall, surface inlet manhole, curb inlet manhole, double inlet manhole, structural concrete, perforated drainage, box culvert, trench drain. Next is under the construction of perimeter fence with gate. Under the civil structural work, site works, concrete works, masonry works, steel work. Next is under the construction of security fence. Site works, concrete works, masonry works, steel works. Next presented to your screen is the general provision po. And that would be all po. And the submission of bids is on or before 16th of June 2026. And the opening of bids is June 16, 2026. Thank you po.
And for the interested bidders for this project, the floor is now open for your questions. Yes po, Sir Benny. You are acknowledged po. Yes, sir. Yes, Sir Benny. You are acknowledged po. Yes, Ma'am Sumahe. You are acknowledged po.
Good morning po, ma'am.
Good morning po. Yes po.
I just confirmed that the duration that will govern will be 330 days since the special conditions shows 300 days po.
Three 30 calendar days po.
Okay po, noted din this po. Yung sa special conditions po kasi sa bid docs, 300 days po yung nakalagay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am. Yes, Sir Benny.
Hi, ma'am. Good morning. Apo. Ma'am, Benny Pablico po representing sa construction. Need to clarify lang po sana yung sa provision of appliances. Sa total station po kasi natin, nakalagay dun sa cost estimate is TS07. Pero yung dun sa scope of work natin, total station GM105. Ano po yung matutunod dun, ma'am? Sa cost detailed estimate po natin, page 247, nakalagay po kasi TS07. Dito po on screen is GM105.
ADMS, please.
Sir, good morning. Regarding
Good morning
po dyan, sir, magpo-provide na lang yung tayo ng sir, ng bid bulletin for that specification, sir.
Sige po. Okay po. Noted po. One thing mo, sir. Can I clarify yung sa volume stated? Included na po ba yung shrinkage at compaction factor doon?
Sa volume.
Kasi lahat po kasi this item covers the volume of certain quantity, pero di po kasi nakalagay doon kung may shrinkage at compaction allowance na po ba yun?
Sir, yung tawag din, yung volume po natin dito is with compaction po to, sir. Actually, pagka-embankment, yung ginagamit po natin na compaction is 20% compaction.
So lahat po included na po yung mga factor na ganun.
The same with for a while, sir, for a while.
Sige po.
Any other questions po?
Sir? Hello, sir? Hello, sir?
Ano po?
Sir, again, we will provide a bid bulletin for that, sir.
Sige po. For clarification lang po.
Yes, sir.
Sige sir, noted. Thank you po.
Any more questions? If there is no any questions po, you can still submit your queries to the BAC by emailing bac@caap.gov.ph. You are now excused from the rest of the meeting. Thank you. Mr. Chair, proceeding to the next agenda item, we have a bid evaluation